What's going on, Jerome's? So Harrison Smith should be in the Hall of Fame, but he probably will be held up because of the national media Jerome haircuts bias. But that's beside the point. Harrison Smith, first round pick back in 2012, and that was the only Vikings draft pick in the first round in 2012. That's all. The pride of Notre Dame, the pride of Tennessee, getting the damn thing on, and the rumors of his demise over the last couple of seasons have been greatly embellished. All right, so 35 years young, 13th season in purple, Harrison Smith can still do the damn thing, and he's still tough as nails. And the Vikings bringing Harrison back with the Flores defense, it's not a charity case. It's not anything like that. He can still play. Now, is he a tier 1 safety like back in the day, 2017, 2018, when he was a top 2, when he wasn't 2 safety in the National Football League? No. Is he still a top 12 to 15 safety? Yes. And can he still do a lot of things in this Vikings defense? Hell yes. Also, Harrison Smith, well, it's something that you knew, but now this completely confirms it, where Harrison Smith is a lot tougher than you. So Alec Lewis, the Athletic, did a very fantastic long-form piece about Harrison Smith. Got to hang out with Harry, watch some film. Harrison obviously is a fan of diners, drive-ins, and dives. Good times, man. But just a little bit of insight to the toughness of Harrison Smith. So go check out Alec's piece. It's fantastic. But this is great. I mean, so, all right, so we'll get into it. So Harrison Smith talked about an injury, and then he had another injury. This is my first game back after a pretty bad MCL injury. He says, I had also torn a muscle called the gracilis in my left leg. It's still torn. Excuse me. Now, I didn't even know that what gracilis was. I mean, gracilis sounds like, I don't know, like some sort of northern Italian cocktail. Yeah, we'll take an Aperol, a Spritz, and a gracilis. Yeah. He says, we just left it alone. Backstory, in early December 2015, the Vikings played the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, Smith had already hurt his MCL, and on one of the first plays, he swooped in for a tackle for loss. A sick TFL, he says. The next play, on a pass to the flat, the muscle snapped, but Smith says it was only 90% torn. So his gracilis in his left leg, we'll get into the anatomy diagram of it. I mean, it doesn't sound good, man. Doctors said he could undergo surgery, but then he'd miss time. Smith says they also, so this is 2015. This is when the Vikings were making their playoff run. Blair Walsh. Yeah. But Harrison wasn't missing that, man. Doctors said he could undergo surgery, blah, blah, blah. Smith says they also told him he could tear it himself and keep playing. What kind of medical advice is that? Hey, so why don't you just tear yourself? Here's your bill. He tried to tear it on his own by jumping up and down. The pain brought him to tears. He still practiced. It hurt like a bee, he says. One afternoon after a play in practice, he was walking backwards and bumped into a teammate's foot. The gracilis fully popped. I was like, oh, I'm good now, Smith says. I was fine after that. So in excruciating pain, and you try to tear it yourself, doesn't go, and then just randomly it pops, and then you're good. All right. It's rough. You never feel it. You can see it, he says, pointing at his knee. So if you ever seen anyone, pectoral tears are pretty common, or biceps tears, especially with bodybuilders. And you can see not all biceps tears, you have to get surgically repaired, but you can see like the bunching up of the muscle. And I'm sure that's what Harrison's knee looks like. And also the other end of the gracilis. But my body just adapted. Right. They say you don't need it, he says, but you need everything. So the gracilis, the thigh gracilis muscle. So I don't like anything that connects to the pelvic region, because I feel like that's kind of important. Like if you didn't have a diagram pointing out that this is the gracilis muscle, I feel like if you tore this, you'd die. That's basically what it is. This is from the National Library of Medicine. Structure and function of the thigh gracilis muscle. The gracilis, am I even pronouncing that right? Is it gracilis? Is it a Macedonian pronunciation? Doesn't matter. But the gracilis is a long, thin muscle located in the medial compartment of the thigh. It originates from the medical aspect of the ischopubic ramus. Right. It is also related, along with the adductor brevis muscle, to the inferior pubic ligament, a band connecting the inferior parts of the pubic rami. Now, if we're ever talking about something called a pubic rami, I feel like this is a bad conversation to have. Also, I feel like inferior pubic ligament is like a old Victorian England insult of like, you sir are not a man at all. You have an inferior pubic ligament. I said good day. Distally, the gracilis joins with the sartorius and semitendinous muscle tendons to form the pes. Now they're just making up words like Latin, ipse uvule shute, pes essers, which inserts. Again, tearing and inserts an inferior pubic ligament. I don't like this. This is a bad paragraph. Which inserts on the superior medial tibia, medial to the tibial tuberosity. See, this is why I wanted to be a lawyer instead of a doctor. This is stupid. I don't know what this means, but again, from the diagram, that does not look great. That does not look great. So Harrison Smith, so the left one, so the arrow is pointing to the left one. So that one was 90% torn, and then the rest of it is just torn. So like the two flaps of that muscle are just like hanging out in his thigh. And it hasn't really slowed down because, like I said, this injury took place in 2015. And Harrison Smith probably played his best football like 2016, 2018, that area. So hell, maybe this is like Tommy John surgery. Like maybe all safeties need to just tear the gracilis and they'll be good to go. I don't know, man. I don't know. But like we said, you think that you could play professional football, and the whole conversation is, well, could you tackle Derrick Henry? No. But also, could you tear your gracilis and still play at a high level? No, you couldn't. Yeah, but again, just shows how much of a badass Harrison Smith freaking is. But your thoughts are thoughts. Harrison Smith playing with the torn gracilis from 2015. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.